looking at the technological advances. I used to be on dial-up looking for...
Welcome to 3 Count Commentaries. This is your host, MagMongoSlade. And in this portion, we'll be talking about John Cena's return and, just some odds and ends involving around the boy, John Cena. Whatever. So, John Cena opens Raw with a high-energy babyface promo, which includes all our favorite John Cena isms, like him talking to the crowd, him pointing out signs, which is my favorite John Cena thing, is to basically interact with the audience by saying, "I see you over there, kid." And it's always great when people feel like they've been seen and that they're being appreciated for coming to the show. Cena does that better than most. It's like Stone Cold Steve Austin gives everybody the finger. He very rarely points out signs. Hulk Hogan did that very well too. Like Hogan would go out there and he would get he would point to a sign like the Hulk Steel rules or something like that and make those people feel like they're so special. They're like, "Oh my God, I'm on TV. Hulk Hogan is acknowledging me." It's a very different situation. And the very opposite of Roman Reigns, right? Cena acknowledges the audience. He acknowledges individual people if he sees them, Make-A-Wish kids and different stuff like that. He will point them out and give them a shout out while he's in the ring. Give people just a little something. And, he kind of takes it in and he gives it back. So Cena's promo is all about why he's back. And there's also some high energy babyface stuff. We're going to skip through all of that. So he says he comes back for, not just for his record-breaking 17th title win, but he came back for the fans and he came back for Roman Reigns. And he says that he came back because Roman Reigns is an overhyped, overexposed, overprotected gimmick who is not as over as he thinks he is. And times are hard when professionals like Beijing John are using insider terms on television. So John Cena says he's coming back to take Roman Reigns down a peg. He's coming back to bring our tribal chief down. So then he starts talking about, when you're good, you tell them. And then he says, when you're great, they tell you. It's a good promo, very good promo, and it set up the cornerstone of their feud very, very simply. It's a lot about respect, a lot about humility, it's a lot about honor, it's a lot about personal character. These are things that John Cena promos and John Cena stories are usually about. John Cena stories have a knack for getting personal because John Cena attacks the integrity of people. He does it all the time. He always attacks the integrity of people. That's part of the moral grandstanding of the heroic character that John Cena portrays, is that he attacks your integrity. He did it to Daniel Bryan. He did it to CM Punk. He did it to The Rock. Now he's doing it to Roman. He's going after the integrity of the character. He's going after your integrity, your personal character. Where have you flawed? What is your flaw? You're not, the championship material. You're not face of the company material for this reason. You're a selfish bastard. I think I did did I do the roots of storytelling already on John Cena and CM Punk? I'm pretty sure I did. Where, part of, John Cena's retort to the pipe bomb, which was, I think several weeks later, actually. Actually, it was like a year or so later, where John Cena talked about, no, it was actually several years later. I think it was during their feud in 2012, when CM Punk had turned heel. And, I don't know when it was. Never mind. The point is, when CM Punk called him out and talked about, when during the pipe bomb, CM Punk called out the company for not promoting him, not advertising him. And later on, Cena says, you were a hypocrite. All you cared about was yourself. What you wanted was for yourself. I do this for everybody. You do this for yourself. That was his way of, insulting CM Punk. And like I said at the time, CM Punk was a heel, so it made sense for him to be selfish. That he was looking out for himself. He was a heel at the time. But he's at that point when Cena was saying that he was selfish and everything, he had become a babyface. He had learned that it wasn't all about him. And so now Cena is trying to pull the same thing on Roman Reigns, where he's going to say that Roman is selfish. He's out for himself. He's, utilizing his power to protect himself. But at the same time, he's been overexposed by eating up so much time and overprotected by not really going through the fires of war that he had to go through. Even though compared to previous generations, Cena is overprotected. I remember thinking that when in like 2007, maybe, I would say that Cena really hadn't gone through the trials and tribulations of like the previous top guys, But of course, that was me being kind of stupid and naive. Because when you look at Hulk Hogan had some of the safest matches in the world. And that was by design. That was Hogan picking his own opponents. That doesn't work for me, brother. I'm certainly not doing any jobs. And, that kind of stuff. But I get it. I get where Cena is coming from on the Roman tip. Cena is going to be the voice of the audience, which is what John Cena does very, very well when it comes to cutting down heels. That's part of attacking the integrity. When Cena is usually the one being attacked, his opponent is usually the voice of the audience. How, Cena is selfish. He won't go away. He won't give anybody else a chance. That kind of stuff. He can't wrestle. That kind of shit. Remember when Daniel Bryan and CM Punk, I can out wrestle you. I'm the best wrestler in the world. And Cena would just throw his hands up and everybody be like, yay, John Cena. I love John Cena. And, those guys are in there working 30 minutes. And John Cena just goes, hey, how y'all doing on Monday Night Raw? And everybody's like, yeah. Some people work harder than others, man. But, these things kind of become, it's like Hulk Hogan and Bruno, where guys turn on them or they're just monster heels. It's just a typical John Cena storyline, but it's been a while since we've had one. So, because his feud with The Fiend wasn't even about The Fiend or anything like that. It was just him feuding with The Fiend. I don't even remember what the reasons were. I just think that he probably called The Fiend a gimmick too. But I don't remember that. Maybe I should go back and do some research about what his feud with The Fiend was over. But in any event, when Cena is feuding with other top guys, it seems to get real personal real fast, and about love for the business, and it becomes about your characters and your motivations. What kind of person are you? What kind of person Cena is, and we're going to get that in this feud, and it's probably going to be Roman pulling he's a master manipulator, so he's probably going to pull the sympathy card like, I had leukemia. Paul, can you believe this guy? He wanted me to put my health in danger. Some shit like that in order to get out of this. And there's going to be plenty of John Cena slander because there's so much slander to be had. They're going to mention China. If Roman is Trill, he's going to mention China. And, so you're going to apologize to me like you apologize to the Chinese. If he's Trill, that's what he will do. We'll see if he's that Trill. But I think John Cena's promo, like, it's great because we got to take a break from it, and we don't get these promos all the time now. Like back when these promos were an every week thing, they were horrifying. But now it's kind of like a breath of fresh air that we get like a real fiery babyface promo that is, engaging and interesting, and a feud that makes sense, because Roman is the top heel. He's also one of the more despicable people that they've had in the WWE in a while. And Cena's a superhero. So Cena's going to be there to help us out and to relive us, try to move away this dark cloud of our tribal chief, that's a good thing. So I'm not mad at that. Him incentivizing the fans to chant asshole it is what it is. WWE bleeping it out, but putting the camera on John Cena's face so that we can read his lips, and was weird. You might as well just let him say it. Them not bleeping out the fans saying it, weird. Like they kill me when they keep with this PG stuff, because clearly they want to step over the line sometimes, but then they try to rein it in while they're stepping over the line, and it's real bizarre. Real bizarre. But Cena is going to be there at SummerSlam, and I am more than excited for this. I'm actually surprised that they're doing this match at SummerSlam. To be honest, the mainstream nature of John Cena makes this a WrestleMania match, if we're being honest. So it's very interesting that they're going for this at SummerSlam. But at the same time, it's a huge match, and of course it's worthy of being the main event, and it will be the main event, and it will draw, and nothing's going to go wrong, clearly. And it's going to be a great duel. It's going to be a lot of John Cena slander from Roman Reigns. It's going to be a lot of manipulation. We're going to have to see John Cena fight the Usos and, be able to do interesting things with them and going back and forth with them. So this ought to be really fun, the Cena-Roman feud. And I'm very interested in this. And as far as summer angles go, they don't have to do that much. They don't have to tell much of a story. As far as, a lot of overacting, a lot of other matches, a lot of, unnecessary stuff. Just tell people Roman Reigns, John Cena, SummerSlam. And then you could just be hands off with it, and just be like, we just coasting until we get there, baby. We don't have to do that much, So this thing kind of writes itself, The former top guy is passing judgment on the current top guy and saying, I don't like the way you do things. I don't like you. And the current top guy is like, stuff it. I'm the man. Your time is past. It's my time is now. You're not relevant. I'm good. I'm great. I'm going to do what I want to do. And that ought to be fun to watch them say that in their own voice and in their own characters. That ought to be thrilling stuff. And I expect the match to be pretty good too. So this ought to be fun, man. And John Cena is not as old as everybody thinks he is. He's been on top for a long time, but John Cena is still younger than Lashley. Still. So, he might have another run in him. Who knows? I doubt he beats Roman, though. I don't see that happening. But let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think of John Cena's promo? What do you guys think of his return? Like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for your time. And donate via Subscribestar or via the Cash App. Either way, I'll talk to you guys later, man. Peace out.
Tell me what's worse than learning all that you led to believe was all horse crap. They distort, so question as if you